Hello my dear student. In the last video we will discuss some data types. As we know that in a VHDL language there are different types of data types like scalar, array, scalar, constant, access and file type. So in the previous video we will complete the scalar type as well as composite type. Here we will try to discuss the access type, that is the third type. Now what is access type? The values belonging to an access type are pointers to a dynamically allocated object of some other type. They are similar to the pointers in Pascal in C language. For example, the access type declarations are: the module is record type declaration in the previous subsection. The type PTR is access module. Type FIFO is array from 0 to 63, 0 to 7 of a bit. Type FIFO underscore PTR is access of FIFO. PTR is access type whose values are addresses that point to object type module. Every access type may also have the value null, which means that it does not point to any object. The object of an access type can only belong to the variable class. When an object of an access type is declared, the default value of this object is null. For example, the variable mod1 ptr, mod2 ptr, this default value is a null. The object that access type point to can be created using allocator, and the allocator provides a mechanism to dynamically create the object of a specific type. Mod1 ptr is equals to a new model. Mod2 ptr is equals to the new model, that is 25, 10 nanoseconds, 4, 9. The object of an access type can be referred as scalar object ptr all. If a scalar object ptr is a pointer to a scalar type object. Second one is the array object ptr, that is the element index. And if the array object ptr is a pointer to an array object. Third one is the record object ptr dot element name. If the record object ptr is a pointer to a record object, the element of the object that mod2 ptr points to an access as in a mod2 ptr size, mod2 ptr dot critical underscore dly, mod2 ptr numbers underscore input, and mod2 ptr numbers underscore output. This provide a pointer is a not null. For every access type, a procedure deallocate is implicitly declared. This procedure, when called, returns the storage occupied by the object to the host environment. For the PTR and FIFO PTR, access type declared earlier, and the following deallocate procedures are implicitly declared. The procedure deallocate, that P in out PTR, procedure deallocate P in out FIFO underscore PTR. This execution of the following statement deallocate mod2 PTR like that. The pointer can be assigned to another pointer variables of the same access type. Therefore, mod1 PTR is equals to mod2 PTR is a legal assignment, and both the mod1 and mod2 PTR now point to the same object. Consider that following example: type bitwidth PTR is access type of bit underscore vector. The variable bit vector 1 underscore bit vector PTR is equals to new bit vector. Bit vector 1 points to an object that is the constant to be of a 4 bits, and the bits can be accessed to the bitwise, which is a 1 bit with 0 as on. Here is another example in which the value are assigned to a dynamically allocated object using the name association. The mod2 PTR, the new model, that is critical DLY, is of 10 nanoseconds. Number of input is of 2. Number of output is equal to 3, and the size is of 100. The access type are useful in modeling high level behavior, especially that of the regular structure like a RAMs, FIFO, that is a first in first output system, ship register system, whereas the pointer can be used to access the object one at a time in the sequence. This is all about the access type. Second one is incomplete types. Before going to the last 5 types, we have also seen the incomplete type. Now incomplete type, in this it is possible to have an access type that points an object that has an element which are also access type. This can be lead to a mutually dependent or recursive access type, since a type must be declared before it is used. An incomplete type declaration can be used to solve this problem. An incomplete type declaration has in the form of like type dash name. Once an incomplete type has been declared, the type name can now be used in any mutually dependent or recursive access type. However, a corresponding full type declaration must follow later. An example of a mutually dependent access type is type COMP, record constraint, component name, and list of the net it's to be connected to. Here is a simple example of this. Our incomplete type is type NAT, that record constraint net name and a list of the component is to be connected. Type COMP PTR access to COM, type NAT PTR access to net is a constraint, that different constraint type and constraint. Record, which is about a record type and record. This is a simply the detail structure of the incomplete type, and this is all about the incomplete type. And the last is file type. In the file type, the object of a file type represent the file in the host environment. They provide a mechanism by which a VHDL design communicates with the host environment. The syntax of the file type declaration is type file type name is the file of type name. Type name is the type of values contained in the file. Here there are some 2 examples. Type vectors is a file of bit underscore vector, and a type name is a file of string. A file of a type vector has a sequence of values of a type bit vector. A file type name has a sequence string value in it. A file is declared using a file declaration. The syntax of file declaration is file, file name, file type name is mode string expression. The string expression is interpreted by the host environment as the physical name of the file. The mode of a file in or out specifies whether it is an input or output file respectively. Input file can only be read, while the output file can only be written to. Here there are 2 examples of declaring the file. It is file vector file, that is vector is in user home, that is file output names is out. A file belonging to the variables class object. However, the file cannot be assigned values using the variable assignment statement. It can be read, write or tested for any of the file condition only by using the special procedures and functions that are the implicitly declared for the every file types. This is all about a file type. Here we completed the access types, incomplete types and the file types. These are the 3 again the types of the basic data types. So here we completed the total data types, that is scalar, composite, access type, incomplete type and the file types. Okay, in the next video we will start the operators. Okay, thank you very much.